Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Today's the 29th of June. I'm smack dab in the middle of 2 weeks off. My last week was vacation. Oh, I forgot. I did not make my last video public. You might be seeing two videos today. Sorry. Yesterday, I posted a video about my coming out of the closet. So if you have not seen that one, go ahead and watch that one after this one, of course. So today's the 29th. It's smack dab in the middle of 2 weeks off. I had a week of vacation and then I have a week of scheduled time off. And I bid for my schedule so that it would give me this time off so I could try and pick up a trip. I'm not always terribly successful in picking up trips because while I'm not a senior papa, I'm not junior, I'm right in the middle, which means it's sometimes difficult to pick up trips. So I was lucky enough to get a 3-day trip that's worth 13 and a half hours of credit, which is not bad because I often work 4-day trips with 14 hours of credit. So I'll take 13 and a half. It ends up being a lot of money because that's all time and a half. So I'm super happy. But I wanted to say a real quick thank you to a few people, and I want to show you a couple of things that I was given or that were sent to me. First off, Edward, I received your Amazon gift. Thank you very much. Edward sent me a window screen for my car, which I did not have. And I made good use of yesterday. It allowed me to get in the car and not burn my hands on the steering wheel. That was helpful. So thank you, Edward. I do appreciate it. I was given a Starbucks gift card a coworker sent me a card with a $15 gift card in there as a thank you because I gave her some stuff to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I know, what a thank you, right? She didn't have food with her, and I was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I offered some to her, and she took it. We had a very nice flight together, and she wanted to say thank you. So that was very nice, a good return on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Kathy, as always, very, very thoughtful. She sent me, I'm going to hide her address, this little package here with this little cat washi tape all over it. And inside was this book. It's written by this guy who found a homeless cat and he named it Bob, and how this cat changed his life. Sound familiar? Buddy, right? Speaking of, look at them up there, my babies. All right, so Kathy sent me that book and I cannot wait to read that. She sent me some cat treats, which you know are invaluable. I can never have enough. And then she sent me this little card, woohoo, as a congratulations for getting a car. And inside that envelope was another envelope that said, can you read that? For fossil fuel. See the stickers? They're dinosaurs. Fossil fuel dinosaurs. Look at this one, dinosaurs. And inside was a little bit of money to help pay for some gas. Come on, right? Thank you, Kathy. And then somebody sent me another gift to help pay for some gas. That's the card. They asked me not to share their name or what was in that card, but that is the card. Just in case you are the person that sent that, I will say a big thank you because that pays for gas for quite a while. So thank you. What else was sent? All right, so real quick, because I have to go to work soon. And I could stop talking, right? But here I go, keep talking. One of my friends, Lola, who was on my first trip ever, and I just love this woman. And we made a good connection, but I didn't think that she would think of me outside of, passing by me in the hallway. Why would she? But she went to Turkey not long ago. And while she was in Turkey, she went to some spice markets and she thought of me and remembers I like to cook. So she brought back some tea, which are basically some little rosebuds. I opened it up and smelled it. I will make tea out of it. I'm thinking of making a tea out of this, a very concentrated tea, and using like lemon juice and some confectionery sugar and making glaze for a lemon cake. What do you think about that? Doesn't that sound good? But there, she sent me some tea, and she brought me this little bag of golden goodness. is the equivalent, the Arabic equivalent of 5-spice. It's 7-spice. And I was reading up on the different varieties of 7-spice. And I think the Moroccan version of it included turmeric, which I think would explain the color of this. But I opened it up and whew, knocked my socks off. So delicious. Chili powder, cloves, a whole bunch of really interesting things. So it's a huge bag. So I'm looking forward to trying this out somehow. I'm going to have to do some research on what kind of food to make with that. And then I can't remember, I don't know how to pronounce her first name. Yidra, starts with Y, and I'm so sorry, I'm going to mangle that. She has been asking me to tell her what I used for swelling feet, because my ankles and my feet swell, particularly my left-hand side for some reason. Always has. But in the air, especially if I'm sitting for a long time, my feet and my ankles really swell again, particularly on my left-hand side. Nobody tell me that's a sign of like some sort of disease. I don't want to know. So I use these, which are Dr. Scholl's graduated compression socks. Ladies, if you've put on the compression hose before, you know how hard they are to get on. These you kind of have to struggle over your ankles. I wear a size 12 shoe. Not to brag. I wear a size 12 shoe, and I bought the size 12 compression socks, and my feet were almost squeezed off of my legs like toothpaste. So I got the big and tall 13 to 15, and these just offer a little compression without literally mangling my feet. So that's what I use for my swelling feet and ankles. And I don't think I showed this to you yet. Last but least, and then I have to go. I haven't said this in a while, but you know, Black lives still matter, right? You know that, right? Black lives still matter. I have the t-shirt, I have the hat, and I have the voice that keeps telling people, especially if you see me on Facebook. But my company recently, I'm going to try and cover up, you know who I work for, right? It's not a secret. But they made this pin, they have this pin made. Can you read that? I don't know why you can't, that won't focus. This always works for when you're showing mascara wands, right? It says Black Lives Matter on like half of our wings. Hello, my company put out, I don't know about your company. My company is amazing. You know, I've never worked for a company that would allow me to put something that should not be a controversial statement. Black Lives Matter should not be controversial. And if it is for you, I'm sorry. But my opinion is Black lives still matter. Everybody's lives matter, but not everyone's lives are being at risk every day. Like Black Lives Matter, right? So, but my company put this message on this pin that they're allowing me to wear on my lanyard year round. Some pins are only supposed to be seasonal, like a pink ribbon or something. But not that that's a seasonal issue either, but they're allowing us to wear this pin year round. We're allowed 4 pins. If we wear 4 of them, one of them has to be a union pin. The company allows us to wear 3 pins on our lanyard. We're not going to turn into TGI Fridays with pins up and down our lanyards. So they allow us to wear 3 pins. I do this. 3 pins. We can wear a 4th as long as it's an AFA pin. So I have to take one of my little gay-themed pins off my lanyard because I have the maximum number of pins to put on my Black Lives Still Matter pins on my lanyard. I am so proud of my company. It's a little late. It's a little late in the game, but it must have taken a lot of conversations to make this pin a reality. So I'm very grateful for those conversations that must have happened to make these pins possible. All right, now I'm done showing you my show and tell. It is 9 minutes of that. God bless you for watching. I have to get my work shirt on and then zip up my bag and then I'm off. All right, so I will see you soon. I wanted to show you this too real quick. This is my setup now for my luggage. It looks really messy because I've had a whole bunch of stuff on there at one time, but it's technically a baby changing table from IKEA. I know, I'm genius. So I don't hide my luggage because this is my life, but the top is of course my luggage, my device while I charge it, my wallet, my lanyard, all that stuff that I need is on the left-hand side. Below it is my work lunch bag, my work tote bag, and below that are two other bags I use sometimes for work, and then my work shoes. So I keep all of my work bags on a baby changing table. And the baby change, this was like 60 something bucks, I think. And it's made my my work bags much more organized. So I thought I'd show you that. Hey guys, hi. All right, so I am at a red light, so I'm not filming while I'm driving. And I'm trying to cover up my wings. Our social media policy is very specific, but it's very generous. And as long as I don't show my lanyard or my wings or like my company logo, I think I'm good to go. Yeah, so I think I told you a minute ago that you might see 2 videos today. You'll only see one because I'm starting to film this video for next week. So blah, blah, blah. Ignore what I'm saying. I am pretty much at the airport. I'm turning on to Paradise now. I have 1 hour and 1 minute to get to work. I'm only maybe half a mile from the airport, but I'm still kind of freaking out because, you know, I'm so used to giving myself 2 hours or more to get to the airport. To leave the house an hour and 15 minutes before my check-in feels like I'm risking something terrible. Sorry for the vibrations. I have my phone up on a car mount. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I'm talking to you. This video is already going to be too long. I can tell. All right, so I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, all right, so it's going to be one leg from Vegas to Atlanta. Tomorrow's one leg to Newark. Then the day after, I deadhead to New Orleans, and then I work from New Orleans to Vegas. That's a sweet trip if I've ever heard one. All right, so we're going to board in a minute. I will see you in Atlanta. Hey guys, hello there. Welcome to Atlanta. Let's get the room tour out of the way, shall we? Womp, womp. There you go. It's a boring room. There's nothing special about it. I have 2 beds. You know how much I care about that, right? Okay. And yes, those are my pants. The first thing I do is get my uniform off of me when I get in this hotel room. I am wearing undies because it's not that kind of show. Today's flight was easy as pie. Super, super easy. We did have one passenger who was not a challenge, but she clearly, her expectations weren't being met. And I don't know what the story was. She may have just been charged for a bag she wasn't expecting to have to pay for or something. I don't know. I made a couple attempts at being of service or brightening her mood or seeing if I could, you know, help at all, but she just seemed to choose to not be happy about the situation. That's fine. I've been in the same position myself. You know, those days where I kind of just want to sit in my own misery, and you know, she just didn't seem to want to embrace any assistance. The challenge is sometimes being able to express your needs, and it seemed to be a challenge. So that was it. Really no big problem. You know, if I try a couple of times to make somebody happy and I can't, I'm good. We're all good. I made a good college try. The flight was easy otherwise. Great crew, wonderful crew. Really easy day. One leg from Vegas to Atlanta. No sweat. I got here, we got to my room about midnight, maybe 12:15, I don't know. I settled in, heated up some dinner, which I have on my shirt right here. I apologize for being a slob. It's 2:15 almost, just past. I am wide awake. I didn't get out of bed this morning until like noon. Because I got to bed late and I was just cuddling with the cats and relaxing. So I'm wide awake right now. My van time isn't until 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. So I can just go to bed and get to sleep when I feel like it. What I should be doing, and this is a public apology, what I should be doing is checking my email. There's email as far back as the 17th, and today's now technically the 30th. that I haven't gotten to. And mostly because I have to admit I've been overwhelmed by the number of emails. I had asked at some point in the past that people not reach out to me through Facebook Messenger because it just got to be crazy and I couldn't even figure out who was my friend or family or what. And then there were just so many people reaching me through Facebook Messenger. And I just want to keep Facebook my own personal venue. So I asked people to email me, and you guys have been doing a bumper job in that I just got so many emails. I've been a little overwhelmed and a little lazy, so I do apologize. I think it's Andrea, I think, Amanda, I think it's Amanda, who wrote an email on the 17th. That is the last, that's the one that at the bottom of my list of my email. So it's the first one I have to address. So I apologize if you guys have sent me an email and I haven't returned or responded to it. I do apologize. I've just been a little overwhelmed by them. And some of them required a response that was just more than hi, you know, it really just, and I just felt kind of, I've had a whole week off and I really I haven't responded to my emails as I should. So tomorrow afternoon, if I really can get the motivation up, I will go over and hit up some of those emails. So I do apologize. But in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna watch a little YouTube, procrastinate, and then jump in bed at some point and then get some sleep. So I will see you tomorrow before I go to Newark. All right, toodaloo. Hey guys, hi. So I'm still in Atlanta. I knew that last night I wasn't going to go to bed early, if anything, early morning. But in fact, the sun was rising when I finally turned into bed. I was playing a video game, Fallout 4, and just kind of losing myself in the game as I do typically. And I decided, yeah, I'm a little sleepy. I'll go to bed. That was probably, I don't know, 3 a.m. local time, which is, for me, it's still midnight, which is hardly even bedtime for me back in Vegas. So I got in bed, and as I do often, I look at my security camera, the Wise camera that someone sent me, and I have that set up in my living room. And I looked, and it was in the IR infrared camera mode, and the image looked as, and I wish I had taken a picture of it and like captured a screenshot of it, because it looked like my living room was swirling with smoke. I freaked out for a moment, and then I hit the speaker icon so I could hear if there's an alarm blaring. And there was no smoke alarm, because there are smoke alarms in my house. They were all installed just before I got the place. There were no smoke alarms. I could hear a crackling, which is really the radio that I have in the living room playing very low. But so there was no smoke alarm, but the image was in black and white, in grayscale. And there was, you know, it's pixelated because it's nighttime. It was very dark there. And it looked like the pixels were shifting and moving, which to my eye looked like smoke. And if you know how much I love my cats, I'm sure you can, and you know, the house is new, that for me. So one thing, it's my house, but my cats are there by themselves. And I thought the house was full of smoke. I really wish I had taken a picture. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of that tonight, because I'm sure it's going to look the same way when I go back. But thankfully, I was able to keep myself controlled, because I literally was going to call the fire department in Las Vegas and have them go in. But I turned off the infrared, or whatever it is, the camera, into regular light settings. And I have a night light on, just so it's not pitch black in there for the cats. And thankfully, the image cleared, and it was just grayscale. It's a night light. It's not enough light for the camera to really capture everything. But I was still so emotionally charged from having imagined that the house was on fire and my cats were there by themselves, you know. I was freaking out. And it took me a little while, even after I recognized that they were okay. It took me a very long time before I could even close my eyes. I bought this on Amazon recently. So you know, I wear my little pendant. I wear this every day as a protection. A friend of mine made this for me. She's a jeweler. But I bought this, and I'm going to wear it when I'm away for my trips. But it's a little tag that basically says, "My pets are alone." Just in case. Like, I'm middle aged. If I have a heart attack, when I'm on a layover and I die or something, like, no one knows my cats are there by themselves. So this says, please check the emergency card in my wallet. And so I wear this now, and I try to remember to carry this with me on all of my trips. So just in case I'm away from home and someone, for something, some awful reason, something happens to me, people can go into my wallet and look for my address and know that my cats are there by themselves. And I have the cats' names there too. So, little story about that. And then one more thing before I get dressed for work. I'm already shaved and showered. I posted a video yesterday. I actually made it public yesterday about my coming out story and how I came out of the closet. And, it's about a half hour, which is short for me, right? And then last night I had this dream, and my mind was already going, but I had this dream, and this memory popped up. When I woke up, one of my first thoughts was of this thing that happened to me when I was 23 years old. I'm not sure why I'm telling you this now. Maybe it's a suggestion to go watch the other video of me coming out of the closet, but I was 23, I think, years old, 20, maybe 23, 24 years old. I was working in Faneuil Hall Marketplace, if you've ever been. I was in a kiosk. No, I was selling makeup on a cart. Carol Lucas. I was selling no-name cosmetics on a cart in Faneuil Hall Marketplace. And I was clearly gay. I was, at 23, I was fluorescent. I wasn't just gay. I was literally like a light source. I was so gay. And it was fun. And I remember this customer bought some makeup from me, and she came up to me, and she kind of looked around and goes, "May I ask you a personal question?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure. I've been asked personal questions before." And she says, she starts off with, I'm guessing you're gay." I'm like, bingo. And then she said something like, "My daughter just came out to me, and I don't know how to handle it." And I was like, "Oh my God, congratulations." My first instinct was to go, "Oh my God, congratulations." And she's like, she was totally taken aback by that. She's like, what do you mean by that? I don't understand." And I said, "Well, congratulations. I mean, your daughter loves you enough and trusts you enough to share her complete, unaltered, complete self, her genuine self with you." And I don't even know if straight kids are always comfortable enough to share their innermost true identities with their parents for fear of, whatever. And she was sort of surprised by that. I guess you don't think about that, right? And I'm getting kind of emotional about it. And then I remember saying that, like, there's a quality that people in the LGBT community develop in the fact that they've been persecuted and shamed and bullied and all these things. Eventually, many of us, not all of us, many of us develop a sense of compassion and empathy for other people, especially the people who don't always fit in. And I just think they kind of it's a quality that makes for a very good human being. And I hope I phrased it kind of like that. At 23, I wasn't quite as verbose as I am now. But I just remember this experience, and it only lasted maybe 2-3 minutes. It wasn't a real long conversation, but it was really impactful for me. And I'm literally taking a shower this morning. I'm in the shower thinking about this story and this woman that came up to me and asked me these questions. And I'm thinking, of It's a Wonderful Life, that movie, Jimmy, what was his name? Oh my God. It's a Wonderful Life. This guy, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you have, but he gets the chance to see the world if he had not existed at all. And all the big changes that came from small actions of his. And I wonder, I often think, geez, how inconsequential my life is. Of of the billions of the people on the planet, I am absolutely nobody. And there are days I don't feel, and not this isn't fishing for compliments or anything, but there are days I don't have a lot of friends in person. You guys, I have by the 6,000 almost, but I don't have a lot of friends. I somehow seem to be difficult to be friends with. I don't know why. I'm pretty selfish. I don't make friends easily. I don't keep them, apparently, unless you're Melanie, Marcus, and Lex. There's the three people I'll keep forever. I don't like always feel like I make any difference in the world some days, and I'll tell you, I think that now, 19 years sober with a great life. You should have heard me talk 15, 20 years ago about myself. Oh, it was a very dark place. But sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget that we all make little efforts and little gestures that end up making big changes. And I wonder about that woman and her relationship with her daughter. And if that one short conversation we had impacted their lives at all. And I really hope it did. I hope it did. I don't know why I'm sharing this whole story with you, but it is now 3:15 and I have to put my clothes on. I hate putting clothes on. I would be a nudist if I could. I'd have to be thinner. But gives me a half hour to put my uniform on. I'm all packed up, do a quick run around, make sure I have all of my cords tucked away and saved up, and there we go. So I will see you next. How's this for a mini story time? I'll see you next at the airport. I'm going to Newark. All right, see you soon. I love walking down a jet bridge, pulling my luggage behind me. I love my job so much, and every time I head towards a plane pulling my luggage, I'm like, yay, let's get this started. Well, that's where I start my day. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Newark. Let's do a quick room tour. Wah, wah, there you go. Really exciting. This is our last night in this hotel. As of tomorrow, we have a new hotel. I don't know where it is. There was an email sent out, but I didn't read it. I'm gonna miss this hotel a little bit though. The late night staff, the people who were here just as we were arriving after a red eye, which I often do here in Newark. They're super. I'm gonna really miss them, particularly one woman who works the front desk. She's always on. There's never a problem when she's working. Sometimes, whatever. She's amazing. So I will miss her. And I'm gonna miss the mall across the street. It's a really great mall. And there's a bus right from the mall into the city. And it's super easy. It's $7 to take it. So I don't know where we're gonna stay. I hope it's convenient to get into the city from there. That's all I really want. We arrived here about 20 minutes early, which is great. The flight was an hour and 47 minutes, I think. We arrived 20 minutes early, and thank goodness, because a massive storm, rolled in just after we landed. We pulled in, and then the thunder and the lightning started happening soon after. Looking at my hotel room, it was like a strobe light was going off. There was just lightning everywhere. So had we been still in the air, we would have probably had to circle quite a bit outside the perimeter of the storms, of course. Or maybe we would have been diverted to like LaGuardia or something. I don't know, but thankfully we were early, so that's all good. I think that's about it. I'm not sure if I showed you my t-shirt. I'm not sure why I'm so oddly motivated, like animated tonight. I feel like I've had some caffeine. I haven't, but I have a new t-shirt. It's funny, I'm excited about t-shirts these days. Back in the day when I was fancy, because I used to be kind of fancy, yeah, and a little messy at the same time, but I used to be kind of fancy, and you couldn't catch me dead in a t-shirt. You would never catch me in public wearing a shirt that didn't have buttons. But now I wear t-shirts all the time. This one, I got at Target. I don't know if it's reading backwards or not. Someone mentioned that earlier, but it says "Be kind" in big letters. It's kind of fun. And I think it was like $7 or something like that. And I think this is really fantastic. And it fits nicely. It fits really well. I think that's it for my little recap of today. Tomorrow, Now this trip is really sweet. It's super, super easy, not very complicated. Um, one leg, I work one leg each day. So it's a 3-day trip. So one leg yesterday, one leg today. Tomorrow I'm deadheading to New Orleans, which is bad enough because I hate deadheading sometimes. I just rather work the flight. But I'm deadheading to New Orleans, and then I have a 4-hour sit in New Orleans. At 4 hours, I'm supposed to get a hotel room, but from crew scheduling. But I really honestly think it's such a waste of time to get to the airport, deplane, find the shuttle, get to the hotel, get my key, get to my room, and have like 1 hour in the room before I have to do the whole thing and go back to the airport. So I'm just gonna hang out at the airport in New Orleans. It's a relatively new airport, and I know where they sell beignets. So that's what my plan's gonna be tomorrow. There you go. So tonight I'm gonna eat. I have my food heating up in my little Hot Logic Mini right there because there's no microwave in the room. I'm gonna eat that, go to bed, hopefully wake up about 7:30, 7:45, and then my shuttle is at 8:30 in the morning. So ta-da, that's my day. I will see you tomorrow. Well, a 4-hour sit in New Orleans means beignets and lots of powdered sugar on a black uniform. Hey guys, hi. All right, so two things. First off, I did switch the view on my cameras last night in the condo to show you what I was seeing when I thought that the place was filled with smoke. So there's a 5-second video that I'll include right now. Do you see how that looked like smoke? That's all I saw. It was late at night, and the light was even worse, and it just looked like there was smoke all over the place, and it was pixelated, and I was just whatever. So it wasn't smoke, it was just the camera setting at nighttime. All right, so I'm not sure if I said what my day has been like. I had a fairly long deadhead and then a 4-hour sit here in New Orleans. So I'm already feeling kind of toasty, you know, like already I'm already done. Earlier in this video, I was telling you how excited I was about like just walking down the jet bridge with my luggage and how excited I was. Apparently, I mean early in the morning because today already feels very long. But in just a number of hours, I'll be home in my car, speeding off to give my cat some cat treats and get some belly rubs, you know, so. All right, full flight, of course. Hey guys, hi. Oh my God, I am so glad to be home. What a gift it is to end a very long day. Today was insanely long. I only worked one leg, but it was insanely long. And then to just be able to walk out of the airport, just hop onto a shuttle and be in my car and driving home. What a treat it is. This is the first time I've actually driven home from the airport after a trip, and it just feels like a miracle. So today was very, 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 very long. Today was very long. I say this often enough, and it's so often that it doesn't have any value anymore. I am practically delirious. This morning I had a show time at the airport of 9:10, something like that. I left the airport at the hotel at 8:30, 8:35. Got to the airport plenty of time, but then KCM was closed. So I had to go through regular security. I'm sorry, my camera lens must be dirty and it's like throwing this light across, sorry. KCM was closed, so I had to go through regular security. Thankfully, I could go through like, the clearance section, first class security, so it's a little faster, but I couldn't cut in front of anybody in line because the line it was like this tight. But I had plenty of time. And then finally get to New Orleans, and I had a 4-hour sit in New Orleans. I'm so sorry about the light here. I'm trying to block it with my arm. I had a 4-hour sit in New Orleans. I did get the chance to have some beignets, which is great. I did not get sugar all over me. Thank goodness. And then the leg from New Orleans to Vegas, it was a lot. It was a lot. And if I even told you what was a lot about it, I would sound like I was complaining. It was just a lot. It was a bunch of stuff. A lot of little things. When I was a little boy, this video is already too long. I always say that, but another story time coming out of me. I was a good kid. I didn't do a lot to get in trouble. I didn't do anything wrong usually, but that sometimes is the problem. Sometimes I didn't do enough of what I was supposed to do. And my mother would say, she would get so upset. And it seemed like a big shock to me. Like, why was she getting so mad at me? And she'd say something like, Stephen, little things add up. And so little things would add up, and she would lose her mind and then go like abuse level. It was terrifying. But today was just a lot of little things adding up to being a lot of work. Thankfully, I had a great lead. He was really, really chill, really cool. So it was a pleasure to work with him. He's senior to me by about 3 or 4 years, and he was just a really cool lead. I will tell you, just because I have to say something, there were just two things that were the worst of all the little things. First, don't touch me. And I say this with this very dramatic lighting. Don't touch your flight attendants. I'm sorry to yell, but don't touch us. Don't touch me. Don't touch. You don't touch your Starbucks barista. You don't touch the girl behind the cash register at the supermarket. You don't touch the nurse or the doctor who's taking care of you, the vet. You don't touch people, right? And you don't poke them, especially in the butt or in the upper thigh. In the front. I'm 6'2". You're poking. Guess where you're poking? Just don't touch your flight attendants. I am so tired. Can you tell? So just don't touch. And it wasn't just one person on this trip. It was a whole bunch of poking. And then I don't know what happened or why this was, but one passenger was fine, if not pleasant, with myself and my lead. I'm not sure if he just had a problem with women in general, because there are some guys out there that just don't know how to treat women with respect. None of you, of course, but this one guy was treating my other two coworkers, who were both young ladies, really badly. And one of them, he said one of them was being an effing Nazi because she asked him to put his mask on. And he didn't have the guts. He didn't have the guts to say anything like that to me or to in front of me. But he treated both of my coworkers really, really with tremendous disrespect. And that was one thing. So just like, there's no reason to call people Nazis unless they're Nazis. Like, because unfortunately we have a country which allows you to be a Nazi if you want to be. But can you tell? This has been a very long day. I hope this is a very different energy than I usually project. But this video, like I said before, is already way too long. I'm going to end this video now because I need to go through a drive-through and eat something horrible because there's no food in my house and I'm way too hungry and I'm really irritable. So I need to stop somewhere and get something to eat before I get in the house. Because Buddy, see, I keep talking. I tell you I'm going to finish the video and I keep talking. Buddy is going to be so whiny and like, oh, you left me. That in this state where I'm this hungry and this tired, it will not be received with love. So I'm going to eat something now for his sake and mine. And I will see you guys later. I don't fly again for another 3 or 4 days, but I'm sure I'll have something to talk about sometime soon, right? So I'll talk to you soon. Fly safe. Bye-bye.